Ever felt like you're working in a company where different departments are just, well, speaking entirely different languages?
Oh, definitely. Or maybe even operating on, like, different planets. It's a common thing.
It really is, right? So today we're doing a deep dive into something that kind of underpins a lot of that workplace friction. It's about how the very structure of an organization, how it's built, can actually create and manage conflict. We're pulling insights from our main source today, organizational structure and interdepartmental conflict. And our mission really is to unpack how these internal divisions, department by department, often lead to what the research calls tunnel vision.
Right.
And crucially, how different ways of structuring things like being mechanistic or organic really shape how conflicts play out between teams.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? How often we just sort of overlook the fact that the company's architecture, the way it's put together, fundamentally shapes how people interact.
Yeah.
And, how disagreements actually start and get handled.
Exactly. It's not just personalities.
No, it goes deeper. It's the blueprint of the system itself.
That's such a key distinction. Our source points out straight away that, well, different departments will just inevitably see things through their own specialized lens.
Makes sense.
Think about, say, a marketing team. They're super focused on brand, getting customers.
Right.
Maybe they want a new product launched, like yesterday.
Yeah, that pressure is always there.
Now, compare that to engineering. They're focused on technical perfection, stability. They need months, maybe, for proper testing.
Totally different priorities. Both vital, though.
Right. But that difference creates this natural tension. It makes it incredibly hard for one team to see the bigger picture or understand the other team's pressures.
That's the tunnel vision.
Yeah.
It literally stops them seeing the other point of view sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's not just some random quirk, is it? It's a direct result of having specialized roles. You get unique cultures, unique priorities in each department. So connecting that up, it suggests conflict isn't always, someone's fault. Often it's structural. It's just what happens when you divide up the work.
Okay, so if this tunnel vision is sort of built in with specialization, what does that mean for actually managing the conflict?
Well, that's where structure really comes in.
The research talks about two main types, right? Mechanistic and organic.
Exactly. So a mechanistic structure. It's like it sounds. It operates like a machine. Very efficient, in theory.
Like clockwork.
Yeah, like clockwork. Think a rigid hierarchy, lots of rules, defined procedures. Decisions flow strictly up and down the chain. Many levels of management.
Okay. And how does that impact conflict?
Well, that centralized decision-making and the strict hierarchy, they really affect how disagreements get dealt with. Often, conflict gets pushed up the chain, which can seriously slow things down.
Or maybe stop issues being raised at all until they're huge.
Precisely. Because challenging the system or the boss is, well, it's difficult in that kind of setup.
Right. Okay, so what's the alternative? The organic structure.
Yeah, exactly. Organic is much more horizontal, adaptable, like a living thing almost.
More fluid boundaries.
Fluid boundaries, fluid processes. Decision-making isn't so centralized. It's spread out more. Often happens through direct collaboration, cross-functional teams, that sort of thing.
Ah, okay, so that must change the conflict dynamic quite a bit.
Fundamentally,
Yeah.
it changes how those different department tunnels might connect or not connect. In an organic structure, disagreements tend to bubble up faster, more directly. People are generally encouraged to talk across teams, resolve things informally.
So potentially quicker solutions, more agile.
Potentially, yes. Though it really relies on people having good informal resolution skills and a culture where open communication is actually valued.
Yeah, that makes sense. The culture part is key.
Absolutely.
So the source emphasizes this choice mechanistic versus organic isn't just about efficiency charts. It really hits the core of conflict management.
It's about the very fabric of collaboration.
Yeah.
Or clash.
Knowing which system you're in helps you understand why conflicts happen the way they do. It's not random.
Not at all.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap the key takeaway for you listening. First, understanding that this tunnel vision in departments, it's pretty much a natural result of specialization. It's going to happen.
Yep, almost inevitable.
And second, that choice between a mechanistic or an organic structure, it's not just about workflow. It's a fundamental decider of how conflict gets handled, whether it gets buried or brought out into the open.
Right, which leads to a really important question for you to think about. How could understanding your own organization's structure, is it more clockwork or more like an organism? How could that help you anticipate or navigate or maybe even resolve those tricky interdepartmental issues you face?
It's a great question. Maybe next time you see teams clashing, you won't just see personalities. Perhaps you'll see it through this lens, the lens of organizational design and structure.
Gives you a whole new perspective.
Definitely something to chew on.